Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you're all having a lovely day. Today, we are going to start Unit 4. So, I'm going to talk a bit about that. I also want to apologize for one of my classes. Your discussion post for your Exploring Careers assignment was deadlined the 14th, which is incorrect. It was supposed to be deadline the 19th. So, I fixed that since then. So you should be able to comment on people's posts till this Wednesday. So just a reminder, oops, it's under discussions, not assignments. I'm just going to wait. So just a reminder for this particular assignment, you're going to, um, or particular post, I should say, for your discussions. You're going to post your final careers poster, talk about one unique aspect of your career that surprised or inspired you, maybe prior to researching your particular career of choice. And how does um, this connect to other fields of design or your personal interest? And then you're going to comment on one person's career and ask a follow-up question, something that intrigued you about their poster, like information that they found. So that was the first part of this was supposed to be due on Friday, but truly I don't mark everything until after the deadline, which would be the 19th. So I apologize to some of you who are like raring to go, but it's up till Wednesday till midnight, so you should be fine. It looks like we have some people who are going and commenting, which is great. So today and this week, I should say. So this is my last week technically teaching this course because I'm going on mat leave starting next Monday. However, I will be leaving lessons and videos still for 2 weeks because I do need to leave lesson plans and things like that for 10 days for the new teacher. So I'm going to be posting this week. You can email me questions or concerns, but after Friday, you're going to be emailing your new teacher if you have any questions or concerns, and I will be putting her email on Wednesday under announcements. And then she will start doing videos and things like that and introduce herself. So after this Friday, she'll be answering all emails and questions and things like that based on this new assignment. And if she doesn't know the answer, she'll probably just text or email me because I know who she is. So it's all good. Your questions will get answered no matter what. So without further ado, and I'll put this under announcements so that everybody remembers. So without further ado, Unit 4. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a creative process assignment on accessible spaces. So we've talked a lot about what inspires us, elements and principles of design, how history and contemporary design influences space, but accessibility and being able to have spaces where all different types of individuals can benefit from spaces is really, really important when you're designing anything or any location, right? So we're going to design our own space that we already couldn't frequent or do frequent on a regular basis. And we're going to basically critique that space and make it more accessible than it already is by just looking at some things about that space that could be improved for someone who maybe has a disability or something like that. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at under Unit 4, it should be visible now, you're going to look at 7 principles of universal design. You're going to click on this and you're going to have a look at the 7 principles of interior design and universal design. The page looks like this. I'm not going to go over all of these, but you're going to have a look at them first. And these are principles that guide architects, engineers, interior designers. So these are big fundamental building blocks when designing a space, which is really great. And then the next link you're going to look at is a presentation that I made based on these universal design principles, because the first website is very analytical. It's just a lot of writing and stats and things like that. So I tried to make it a bit more visual for you by showing you, some visual examples of equitable design spaces and how you can use them in your home, that you're either designing or a recreational space. It kind of just depends on the space that you choose for this assignment. It can be someone's house, it can be like a public space. It's up to you. Okay, so you're just going to go through this presentation as well to deepen your understanding of universal design principles. And then the last thing you're going to do is look at the assignment. So the assignment looks something like this. It's called Create a Process Accessible Design Project. And essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to analyze a room of your choice and propose a design change to make the space more accessible to people with disabilities. So the space has to already exist. So you already have to know what the space is. I would say you would have to have occupied the space at least more than once. So, for example, your school library, people, you can easily go in the library at any time. Bathrooms, even like your room or like a area in your house that you're like, if someone wasn't able to walk and they only could use a wheelchair, they would have a real problem in this room because of A, B, and C, right? So you're going to think of a room that could be improved with some changes after you looked at these two supporting documents. And you're going to propose what the changes are based on your research, which is going to be really great. So you're going to, part one, choose any room within your school, home, or community. And then I listed some examples. Take photos or draw sketches of the room that currently exists. It's really important that I kind of know what the space looks like too. So taking photos is very helpful for me as the person who's marking your work to see like kind of what the room looks like, what we're dealing with. Just so that when I see what you critiqued it to, I could see like how much you've enhanced that space for accessibility purposes. So then you're going to research inspirational images surrounding how you can improve that space. You're going to learn maybe about different types of disabilities, including mobility, visual, auditory, cognitive impairments, etc. And you're going to list some ideas here. They can be photos, they can be notes, they can be articles, anything here that is going to help you enhance the space. And you're going to identify 5 barriers, at least 5. You can do more than 5 in the space. So if you're researching a space, excuse me, and you're realizing, there's only like 2 big issues, then maybe you should look at another space that has 5 more issues. And these can be things like, you know, someone in my house, once again, is in a wheelchair. How can I make this room more wheelchair accessible? Well, there's a lot of stairs in my house. Maybe we could put in like, an elevator. That's a bit extreme. Or maybe it's just a matter of like doing some ramps, or having like some sort of handle situation. It just depends on what you're looking at accessibility wise. So you're going to list those 5 changes, and for each one, explain the problem in the room already and how this change will improve the accessibility of the space. And then this part is different than what we've done before. So you're going to create a visual representation of the redesigned space using a floor plan. So you're going to make your first floor plan in this course. We all knew it was coming. So you're going to use either a digital tool like Canva, SketchUp, or PowerPoint, or I'm going to show you Home by Me, which is a really great tool as well. Or you can hand draw the floor plan, that's fine, and highlight and label accessibility features. You do not have to do measurements for this assignment. So you don't have to say how big the room is. If it would be great if you could, there will be assignments where you do have to say how big the room is, but for this particular assignment, you do not have to state the dimensions of the space. Okay. And then you're going to do a reflection. So your floor plan is going to go here, and then your reflection is here. So this is a brief reflection, 100, 200 words for all 3 questions. You're answering all 3 questions in 150, 200 words right here. If you would like to record your reflection, you can. You don't have to type it. 150 to 200 words is like, I don't know, 3 minutes, 3 minute, 4 minute talking. I feel that we would equate that to maybe 3 minutes instead of 4 minutes. And then you're going to submit this whole document into the Dropbox. So for floor plan, like I said, you can use any of those tools. However, there's this really great website called Home by Me. It's free. You do have to make a account. You can make your account with your school email, or you can use your own personal email. It doesn't matter. And this is a great way to make different floor plans and different spaces just using a free application online. So what I'm going to probably do on Wednesday is I'm going to kind of remind you of this assignment and then go into more detail about this floor plan application. Because like I said, it is free. It has some really great tools in it, but it can be overwhelming. If you want to get a head start, I have made a video on how to use Home by Me. So if you click on this, it should take you to a YouTube video. It looks like it's about 10 minutes in length, and it kind of shows you how you would use this website um, in order to make this floor plan for your final. So what I would do is maybe look at this first and have a look at what I've done. And as you can see, it looks like I'm doing a kitchen in this one. I made this video a year ago, so I'm trying to remember what I did. So just have a look and see, but that is your next assignment. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm not going to give a due date for this yet. It's probably going to be at the end of next week. So if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email this week. And like I said, starting next Monday, you will still see me online, but someone else will be answering all your questions for your assignments, and I will link her name on Wednesday. I hope you have a lovely day. I will see you all soon. Take care.